This conference will now be recorded. This conference is no longer being recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to AnCan's Blood Cancers Support Group. We have quite a lively group here this evening, and we're already launching into our conversations, and we'd love for you to stay with us this evening. So we were just talking about an author that Lynn from Texas has just suggested. It sounds very inspirational. Lynn, can you share with us a little bit about that before we launch into our meeting here?
Okay, yes, I have posted in the chat the books by Laurel Lee, who was a Hodgkin's lymphoma survivor. And her first book, written published in 1977, was Walking Through the Fire. And she wrote it as a hospital journal and gave it to the doctors, sort of as a gift for the doctors to share among themselves, because she wrote with a sense of humor, and she illustrated the book herself. And on our call tonight, we have Lou Sears, who is also a recently published author, and she and her husband worked together on a book. And we have Nancy Capra, who has illustrated a children's book. So we've got the people here that can make it happen. But Laurel Lee's story is very interesting and inspiring. She writes with a sense of humor. She's raising 2 kids and pregnant with a third when she's diagnosed, and goes through the treatment. And so it's not her first battle with cancer. I'm in her second book right now, Signs of Spring, when she has a relapse of the stage 4 Hodgkin's, and she has to go back in for more treatment. But delightful to read. And she later became a creative writer, teaching in a college in her area. It is written with a Christian perspective, so just so you'll know that's where she's writing from, and that's where the title "Walking Through the Fire" comes from. I think originally the title was Laurel's Hospital Journal or something like that, but the publishing house suggested that it have a different name. So
I put a link in the chat for all of her books for approximately $6.50 a piece.
Okay.
Thank you, Sally. That actually, I love the title "Walking Through the Fire" because I feel like that's what we all do.
Yes.
Yeah, she has such wonderful observations, and she writes with a lot of metaphors and similes. And I mean, she talks about the doctors. The doctors are examining my statistics and my cases, and she says, and I'm examining the doctor's bedside manner. And so, which we hang on every word the doctor says. And she at one point she says, I feel like the doctor is more on the side of statistics than on my side. And said it. So
Can
anyway, you'd have to read.
Can I just put a quick plug in, since we're talking about creative writing and creative and art, for the AnCan creative writing class and the AnCan art class, both of which are really good. I've attended myself the creative writing class. It's great. And the art class, which I haven't, but you can look at it on our YouTube channel, gets rave reviews. Hannah is amazing. Her skills are not really needed for Nancy, but if people think they cannot draw or paint, they need to go to this class. Mm-hmm. And I think the one coming up next week or the week after is going to be something to do with quilted pumpkins. Don't ask, but I just saw the illustration today. It's beautiful. So think about trying the art class if you haven't done it.
And could we get Lou to tell us again what the name of her book is that was recently published?
Yes, it's Living with Hope, a Myeloma Journey.
Okay, I'm typing it in the chat.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And can we get that on Amazon, Lou?
Yes, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, There's like 34 different places, you know, all over the all over the world. But Archway Publishers is who we publish through. So
I can say it's very good.
mostly, thanks, Sally. Mostly it's people get it through Amazon as quickly, you know, as they want. Barnes and Noble takes a little more time, but Amazon has their own printers. So,
You know, it's coming up on the time that Kicking Cancer and Hills comes out with their favorite holiday gifts list. And Nancy's book made it last year. So Lou, the elves behind this will have to take a look at your book and have it make it to the list. Now,
that would be great.
Nancy, can you share about your book with everyone here?
How about I just go get a copy and I'll be right back.
Oh, good. We have a visual aid. Lou, do you have your book handy to show us? I love visual aids. I do. So while we're waiting for our two, what would we, our author and illustrator to come back, I'm going to, Jim, it's great to see you. Will you need time
Yes.
today?
No, I don't.
Okay. Oh, we have a book. Oh, wow, look at that. It's you and your husband. That's great. What are you holding up in front of you, Lou, in that photo?
It's the book cover, Living with Hope, a Myeloma Journey. But it was, can you tell it's a pillow?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
A pillow and a big thermos. And David is loaded down with I don't know how many suitcases. It was one of the days that we had to go for treatment. And at the time, I don't know if it was Kyprolis or whatever, but it took hours. So we would load up, and when we came to the clinic, it looked like we were ready to move in. So the nurse one day took a picture of us with our camera. So we made it the cover.
It speaks a lot for what you need to come prepared with.
We brought too much, but we were definitely prepared.
Were you a Girl Scout or your husband a Boy Scout to always be prepared?
I was a brownie. I never made it to Girl Scouts because we moved, but yes, I was a brownie.
Anybody else here a brownie or a Girl Scout or a Bluebird or a Boy Scout?
Nancy. Boy Scout. I was a Boy Scout.
My husband was Eagle Scout.
Really? Mine too. What did you say, Sally?
I scouted for boys, but I was a Girl Scout.
Yeah. Actually, my husband's three of the brothers were all Eagle Scouts, which is quite phenomenal to have three in a family.
That is quite phenomenal. Yeah. My husband was the only one in his family, although there were other Boy Scouts. So, yeah, they make great leaders. And Nancy, you were a Girl Scout?
I was, up until my uniform got green. It turned from brown to green, and then a couple of years in that. And I think then I had to choose between athletics and scouting, and yeah, it's all choices. So, but here I brought here's Bucky, and it's a story about a horse. It's called They Called Him Bucky, and then I love that the lady who laid it all out, she took my bucking horse picture and turned it into the end pages on the book. So it's awfully sweet. It's probably ideally for 3rd or 4th grade. and it's about a horse who's lost hope. I love, Lou, that hope is in your title. That every book should be about hope. And then the pictures in the story, they start out with kind of blocked in, not so much detail or color. And as Bucky learns to trust more, the colors start to come in. And by the end of the book, one more page. Well, this is one of my favorite paintings from the whole book.
Oh, wow. That is nice.
He trusts going across the creek. We call it creek here in Texas. But by the end of the book, you've got, full color paintings.
He obviously wasn't an Arab.
Wasn't what?
He wasn't an Arab if he went across the creek, because an Arab will forget going across a creek about 45 seconds after he's done it once.
Oh, yeah. No, he's probably more like a quarter horse.
Yeah,
just kind of a
smarter horse.
Yeah.
Well, you could patent that as wallpaper, the inside and back open it, because that's so
interesting. I think you get a little bit too much. If it were wallpaper, that's a lot of horses.
Kid might like that, though. Well, it's a great book, by the way. I have read it
and you can also get that on Amazon if you have a 3rd or 4th grader you're shopping for.
It's really good, and it's good as an adult to read it. But the paintings are gorgeous, absolutely stunning.
Well, and what's interesting, and Lou probably had sort of the same experience, is that a lot of the painting that I did, and I think, Lou, maybe some of the writing that you were doing was occurring kind of in some of those hardest days. At least the paint, because I did all the paintings during my year of treatment, and it was just God's timing, because I didn't know, but I was going to need something to get out of bed. And it helped to have these paintings going on in my studios just right out in my backyard. So it was easy to get to, but just making that first step and getting dressed, some days that was the biggest victory.
Like writing through the pain and painting through the pain sometimes.
So it helped you get through your treatment journey, both of you?
Yeah, for me, it was cathartic, and something to focus on other than your numbers, your side effects, whatever. So yeah. And I think, more so at the beginning, like Nancy was talking, it seems like, when you're first going through and it's really maybe the toughest, like stem cell transplant is not easy, and so I wrote a lot, almost daily at the first of the diagnosis. So yeah. And that's why, I really enjoy it when I hear people talk about journaling or keeping a diary, or something creative coming through what you're experiencing. I think it helps you and it can help others.
Mm-hmm. Sure can. Does anyone else here journal?
Yes.
Should be our next author here.
I'm in a writing group.
I wrote a lot of things. Oh, I have a whole pack full of short stories and poems and.
I just started doing.
I was supposed to write a book. My GP told me to write a book. I don't know.
I think Barbell should write. Yeah, because some of your stories that you've posted are so good. I mean, they're excellent. You're a really good writer.
I like writing. I've been writing for a long time.
So
I'm also in the writing class.
So that's good.
So Barbell, check out a website called Blurb, BLURB, and they have the capacity to create your book. Like I just made a book for my grandchildren for Christmas, and it was just very easy, and they have the templates, and it's all, I mean, it's really a writer's format, and because if people use it and then they can link their books directly to Amazon and through KPD publishing and that, but it gives you the place to create and to have that legacy piece. And I like what Lou said about, encouraging you to write put them down in a book form, because then, I mean, what a great collection that would be.
Be a large collection in the meantime, because I've been writing for several years.
See, all you'd have to do is copy and paste.
You may have a
Yeah.
book. You could
There's
have
a website, and there's also an app called Storyworth, and they generate questions for especially older adults to put their memories down, and after a certain period of time, they put them all together and put it in a book and send it to you. It was given to me as a Christmas present from my niece and nephews last year, who want to know. I mean, there are questions like, what do I remember of my grandparents? What was I like growing up? Who was my favorite high school teacher? I mean, questions that you may not write in free form. So it's really interesting.
We've given Storyworth to my mother and my husband's mother, and it's a nice format. And then the person who is collecting the responses can then also insert pictures so you can have a historical document as well, with the pictures from the past. And Sally, that is a great thing. I'm glad you're doing that.
I'm glad you all mentioned this. That sounds like something really good to get for someone, or maybe even for ourselves. If journaling isn't your thing, then it gives you something that makes you answer direct questions. Well, this
and
has
makes
been
you responsible to doing it.
Can you repeat the names, please? Nancy, what was it? Blurred or something, right?
Blurb and Storyworth. I'll link them into the chat.
Nancy, you're screaming.
Okay.
I have to put my volume down
so that so Barbell could hear across the pond.
Okay.
Thanks to both of you for this information. Okay, so actually, this has been great because I have not taken a writing class in a while. So I'm loving this, but we have to get down to our regular program here. So I know Jim does not need time. Sally.
Nope. Thank you.
Okay. Judy.
a little bit.
Great. Lou, I would love to hear updates because I know you have them.
Yes.
From seeing you online. Barbell.
I have updates, definitely.
Okay. Our next book author to be Barbell. Lynn.
Brief update.
Yeah, and I wanted to share something interesting with you. Nancy. No. I know. I'll have to let you know offline about why your ears should have been burning last week. And Derek, hi.
Hello. No, I'm good. Thank you, Michele.
You missed quite a lively discussion before you joined us. But don't worry, tonight's one of those nights, I think, where it's just going to be that kind of night. Okay. Just going around here. Lou, please update us on what's happening and what's been happening.
Yeah.
Wait, Sally, did you need time? I'm sorry, Sally, you said no on time or yes? No, okay. Sorry, Lou.
That's okay. A few weeks ago, I get labs about every couple of weeks. So a couple of weeks ago, my labs were increasing, and I had a visit with the BMT doctor who's in charge of the clinical trial, the quintessential clinical trial that I've been in for the CAR T that's targets GPRC5D. And my numbers were not looking good. My bone marrow shows 10 to 12% myeloma cells in my bone marrow, and it's, up from what it was before. And then the kappa number was 8.35. So it's going up, approaching 10. And at 10 is when they want you to think about a new treatment. Or at least that's what my doctor watches for me, is the kappa. So anyway, I was a little bit down at the time. I even on Facebook, that's what probably Michele and Sally saw. I even posted, Jelly Roll does a really good song that I posted that kind of made it, about what I was feeling at the time. So anyway, but I had yesterday new labs. So my kappa is down. It's 7.62. Not a lot, but it's down. And the electrophoresis that shows your protein marker it was 0.5 before, and it stayed steady. It's 0.5 now. So it looks like my Dr. Abdallah, who is my myeloma specialist at KU, it looks like he's right. He's very much a watch and wait kind of doctor, and doesn't jump, quickly to what you should do right away next, when one number starts to go up. So, I have two doctors kind of in charge of what's been happening, one with my clinical trial, and then of course Dr. Abdallah, who's my myeloma specialist. And they're a little bit different focus, they do things differently. Dr. Abdallah's watch and wait, and Dr. Shanae, the clinical trial doctor that is over the quintessential for me, she wants me to look into MD Anderson. There's a clinical trial I had mentioned to her called NK killer cell clinical trial. And I know someone who's going through it at MD Anderson, and he's having really good results. So I mentioned it to Dr. Shanae. Well, she sends my records off to MD Anderson. And 2 days later, I get a call from MD Anderson wanting me to complete my records there and set up an appointment, a first appointment. And so anyway, that's what David and I, my husband and I, have been talking about the last few weeks until yesterday's, tests. And right now, it looks like Dr. Abdallah's right. I need to watch and wait.
It's very interesting, Lou, that everybody seemed to jump when you had one lab test that your kappa went up. Dr. Abinor and Dr. Krishnan in City of Hope didn't even budge when my numbers from the labs would go up until there was 3.
Yeah. Well, I think it was after the bone marrow biopsy that showed 10 to 12% in my bone marrow. So it wasn't just the kappa, it was the bone marrow also. Yeah,
I haven't had a bone, my last bone marrow was probably a year ago, but I have no M spike. But, even now, since both my kappa and lambda are below 1, I mean, I have no light chains in my body.
Wow.
So it's very odd. And I'm getting, now I'm back to, I don't see the doctor anymore, and I won't see him again until March. All I want is blood work every month. And unless I have 2 results that are odd, nobody does anything.
Yeah.
So I'm very glad to hear they're all on top of you.
They, Dr. Shanae, like I said, she's very proactive, and she doesn't. She said, this is what she said when David and I were visiting with her 2 weeks ago. She said, you can always not do it. You can get your work in, your paperwork in, get your records in, get it linked up, with MD Anderson, and then call, when you're ready to do your first appointment. You don't have to rush right now. She said, but you can set it up. So I think she's proactive in wanting you to get things ready. So that's pretty much what is happening right now.
She's a Girl Scout.
I'm sorry.
She's a Girl Scout. She wants to be prepared.
She wants to be prepared, exactly. And she said, you don't have to go through with it. You determine, when to start it. She said, but it's okay to be prepared and have things ready. So Dr. Abdallah, he's actually out of the country right now. He's from Jordan, and he's visiting his parents in Jordan right now. So Dr. Shanae has kind of been, taking over, with appointments and nurse practitioners. But anyway, when he comes back, I'm sure, we'll have a discussion about the way I anticipate. Nothing's going to happen probably until after the holidays, which is fine. I spent Thanksgiving last year in the hospital, for the clinical trials. So for me, I'm glad not to have hospital turkey.
Yeah. Lou, let me ask you a question. Tell me which of the light strands did you say, and what are the numbers? Because
Kappa. The Kappa light chain. Yeah. That's what my doctor looks at.
FLC or the Kappa lambda?
Just the Kappa. The doctor monitors me using Kappa.
Like 7.
He's not really interested in the ratio.
Oh.
Not for me.
The ratio doesn't mean anything in multiple myeloma until after it is determined whether it's Kappa or lambda. Then all you have to do is look at one.
Because my Kappa was 7.75.
Yeah,
that's still normal.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, until it gets to 10, they don't really think you should be looking at, treatment choices or changes to your treatment. So 10 is pretty consistently what a lot of the doctors will start to say, okay, now we need to look when it gets above 10. So.
And Lou, what is yours?
It was 8.35 2 weeks ago. Now it's 7.62. So it went down a little bit. So, and I must have some GPRC5D cells still. Those soldiers working.
Was it lower before this, and that it went? I mean, they were concerned that it went up. Is that what you were saying?
Steadily, yeah, it's just steadily gone up each time, except for this time.
So Lou, is this? I heard you say natural killer. Is this the NK CAR T?
Yes.
Trial? Okay.
Now there are two. Is what Dr. Shanae told me. There's one that was developed by a lab, a commercial lab, and this is not that. This is the one that MD Anderson is creating in their own labs. So she said the one that MD Anderson is doing in their own labs is more successful. The one that was being created by a commercial lab, and I don't know if it was Bristol Myers or Celgene, I'm not sure, but it was not showing as much success in clinical trials. So KU decided not to do it. They were going to do, my doctor was going to do the NK killer cell trial. And then they stopped because the numbers weren't showing good response rate for the patients. But then Dr. Shanae said, well, yeah, but that's the commercial one. She said the one that's being developed at MD Anderson is showing really good response rates. And it's been really good for people who have relapsed and multiple times. So that's the thing about a lot of those of us that have been doing this for a few years. It's like things aren't working as long sometimes. Sally's having really good success. That's wonderful. Yay. But some of us have tried a lot of treatments, a lot of CAR Ts, you know, a lot of bispecifics, you name it, other drugs. And it works for about 6 months to a year, and then it doesn't. So those are, you know, those are just some concerns. But anyway, I'm holding steady, so I guess that's a good thing right now.
At what
So I'm
point,
thankful for that.
that is good. At what point, I know you were saying they were starting to already talk to you about somewhere else, but at what point would you need to go to something else if it kept going up until when? At
When
what,
the cap is over 10.
over 10?
Yeah.
No, now, like you said.
And the other, like Sally said, you don't look at one thing. You know,
Right.
a doctor looks at your bone marrow biopsy, you know, which mine is already at 10 to 12%. So that part is growing, you know, it's showing more myeloma cells. So, you know, and your protein, you know, paraprotein number, you know, and your electrophoresis. So there's 3 things there that my doctors, you know, really look at carefully. So it's not just one thing. So anyway,
Paraprotein, you said? Your
paraprotein number, yeah, in your blood. So,
and the
and they
cap.
show that through the electrophoresis. So anyway, that's, you know, that seems to be better. So I'm happy for that. And I'm looking forward to going to ASH. David and I are going to ASH, and we'll be doing a patient panel on the 7th of December. So we're excited about that.
Is that this Sunday?
Yeah, it's on a Sunday.
That's excellent. I'm going to ASH, but I'm speaking on the Friday. We'll have to connect. And anyway,
Yeah.
and anybody else here going? Judy, are you going, or Sally? Anybody else want to come? We'll just make it a fun time and go sit in these sessions.
Sure, I'd love to go.
Road trip from Texas.
That's a long trip to Orlando in the car.
That would be for you all. At least your state borders it, but that's kind of a fake out.
No, our state doesn't border Florida.
No, that's true. You have another state in between, but it seems
several. Yeah, Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi.
Louisiana, Alabama, Mississippi, Alabama.
But if you took a boat, you know.
Thank you. See, and I worked in the cruise industry, so for me, you know.
That's the problem.
It's only the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah.
Geography was never my strong suit. The nuns were not very good at teaching it. Let me just say. I know, I wish everyone could go, but
yeah.
I know Orlando, at least there are, well, who knows if there'll be flights, easy to get flights by then, hopefully.
Oh, hopefully.
We may all have to drive there.
We have flights already, so I don't know if they'll follow through, but we have flights.
Because they're canceling a lot starting next week.
We haven't heard that yet.
you're leaving us. Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Same to you all. Have a happy turkey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Great
You
seeing
too.
Good to see
everybody.
you.
Likewise.
Okay. So, Lou, which event are you speaking at? Do you know the name of
sorry,
it?
what was that?
Which
The event.
event? The name of the event you're speaking at? Is there a title to it yet?
It's a patient panel and it's put on by, there's initials, and it's a organization, JH something. They a lot of times are they publish information for nurses. So I'll 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 get
Let us
that information, yeah, to you so you can see the name of it.
Great. I'm not sure how long, like what day yet I'm leaving. Okay. So Lou, I'm sorry about your numbers, but I mean, until your latest, and I'm happy that they're going back in the right direction. I hope they continue to do that. How many months has it been on the quintessential for you?
200 days now. I'm plus 200 days. I got myself, I think it was April 8th. So I had remission for a couple of months. And then after that, the numbers started to go up.
You reached that pretty quickly, right?
Yeah. But you know what I found out? Most of the drugs and treatments, they go after BCMA on the outside of the myeloma cell as a target. I don't have BCMA expressed anymore on the outside of my myeloma cells, which limits, which limits some of the treatments I can get.
Oh, yeah.
So that I found that I asked Dr. Shanae about that. I said, did I read that right on my report? You know, on the genetic, the fish and everything. And she said, let me look. And she said, yes, it says BCMA is not expressed. And I was like, oh, that's not good, because a lot of the drugs that are being created or have been created go after BCMA. So.
I love learning about this. I just wish that yours will go back into remission.
Yeah.
Sending those vibes right now in prayers.
Thank you.
Sally, did you want to say anything in relation to that, or how? Well, please tell us quickly. I know you said no time, but how are you doing? Any cough left?
A little bit, but I don't think there's any infection left. I still have an ENT appointment in 2 weeks, and they'll do another head scan. But it's the side effects of the antibiotic that is making me very difficult to walk and move, and I want to get off pain pills at night so I can go to sleep. But I did make a great herbal pain reliever that'll get me to sleep. So, you know, and it's topical, it's not internal. So I'm not using anything weird, but it may be weird because it's avocado pits and cloves and salt and alcohol, and it does work. It calms down the neuropathy.
Oh, wow.
Maybe you need to market that.
That's what I was thinking.
I've got 3 people here in Zionsville using it for arthritis at the moment. And then they come back and want my California Poppy sleep aid, but I have to keep warning them, don't take more than a dropper full, because you're not going to wake up very easily in the morning if you do.
Sally Sav.
Yes.
The person, I'm just trying to think of names. Sally, you're saying it's
that's the calendula oil.
It's the what? What'd you call it? The
calendula oil. I make a salve out of with a tincture of calendula blossoms, and that helps clear up the skin. And you know, sometimes if you've got bad arthritis, you can put arnica with it and use it on arthritis.
Send us a little valve and let's try it.
It could be your test group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're like an old-fashioned apothecary store right in your house.
I am, and I actually have a certificate to prove that I know what I'm doing.
You said it's side effects of the antibody?
Yeah.
Which antibody?
It's called Levitin. It's a very old antibody, but since it was the 8th antibiotic that I'd taken for this sinus infection that the Erextrio gave me, they said they're going to try it because it probably whatever bug I had was probably not yet resistant to it because it's not used very often. But the side effect. Sorry, go ahead.
Levaquin is what Dr. Awan gives me. I mean, he gave that to me prophylactically when I was having chemo. I would take it for like 10 days.
I'll have to go look at the bottle. It's not Quinn, it's Levitin.
Oh, okay.
And the side effect, you'd know it if you had it because it rips up every one of your tendons in your body, from your thumbs to your shoulders to your neck.
Levaquin will do that too.
Well, then maybe
can. Or maybe one's from the other, maybe it then became more perfected.
Yeah.
Because it is used.
I've had it a lot of times, I know.
And it didn't affect your tendons?
It can,
but I can't walk. I mean, I couldn't get up for 5 days. I could not get out of this chair. I mean, I had to have somebody help me get out. I couldn't. I do have grab bars in my bathroom, and I'd have to use both arms on one grab bar just to get off the toilet because the tendons in my hips were shot.
Yeah, that's one of the side effects. It says that the Levaquin.
But it could be in the same.
I'm glad you didn't have it.
Well, it's a common one though, Judy, still used. So maybe this is something, I don't know though. So Sally, will this go away?
Yeah, it's gotten a lot better. And because it's getting out of my system.
How long have you been making these kinds of tinctures and
I started about a year ago. I did an 18-month masterclass, and that was over in April. So about that long.
Wow.
I have about 125 different herbs in my pharmacy, and I've made tinctures out of probably 40 of them that then can make into salves, or just use as tinctures.
Any eye of newt?
No, I couldn't find the newts in Indiana. I think they go home because it's too cold here.
I have newts. Does that come from Shakespeare?
3 witches.
What? Yeah, I know. You should have had for Halloween a cauldron with your,
It was in my front yard. I have a witch with a purple dress that hangs in my tree outside my front door.
So cute.
With a cauldron on the ground and a big black spider.
So now we know who to ask if we need something from Sally's salves, or I don't know. Torgerson's tinctures.
Torgerson tinctures, yes, that's the one.
That is a good one. Well, I'm glad it's getting better. And you're still on treatment?
No.
Off of treatment. So they kept you off treatment.
I have not had another infusion since May, except IVIG.
Will they put you back on treatment, or just you're doing that?
If I ever get light chains back. I have literally no light chains. Wow. Tests come back -1 on both Kappa and Lambda.
Wow. And what about everything else?
No M spike, nothing. Even by, normal blood work is good. So
that's a good thing.
Yep.
And how long were you on treatment?
I was diagnosed in July of 2018.
No, I mean this latest
6
treatment.
days. 6 days.
That's what I thought. And how long are people usually on what you were on for 6?
Weekly.
Wow.
Dr. Abinor says it's ridiculous to keep giving you any. You don't need it. So
hey.
I had one treatment and that was it. Actually, I was MRD negative before I had the first full dose.
Wow.
Because this is a bispecific, you do step-ups like a CAR T. And I was MRD negative by the second step-up.
Oh.
And no CRS, no ICANS. I had a slight fever the second step-up, but it was, less than 103. So
It's continued. It's held then.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow.
Amador escaped to Miami.
Hmm.
I told him I'm going to go down there if I need him. I'm not sure I like the new one, the new specialist.
Oh, you have a new one. That's right. You had said yours had left. So have they seen that in other folks as well? What happened with you?
Not to this extent. They've seen very good responses, but he said, I've never seen anybody go into full MRD negativity in 6 days.
Wow. Was it like that for you with your other treatment?
Stem cell transplant was successful. I was, in full remission for 4 years. But but I was on maintenance for most of that, and then they took me off maintenance, and that's when I relapsed. But I'm not on maintenance either, so.
So you got the cough from hell, but
Got
the rest
from
of
hell. Then I got the to use every antibiotic in everybody's book, and then got the antibiotic from hell, and now I feel pretty good.
Let's hope that continues. And
I know.
And it was you said, did you have it in your lungs, your cough, or it wasn't from your lungs, right?
No, it was sinus. It was in my upper sinus. But you could beat on my head; it didn't hurt. I had no sinus headache. I felt fine, except I had this horrendous cough, and post-nasal drip, and they didn't even know what bacteria it was. So, and I kept asking them, well, why don't you culture it? Well, because it probably wouldn't do any good. They were talking about sinus surgery, and so far I've escaped that. Oof. But I've talked to other people who are on other bispecifics, and it is a common side effect, but not quite as severe as mine was.
Well, I wonder if they'll start. Anyway, let's hope yours continues to get better and better like it is.
Thank you. My question was always, if it's a common side effect and shouldn't probably give it to somebody until you have a cure for the side effects.
Or maybe something prophylactically, like.
Oh, something prophylactic. I mean, I was even on Bactrim and it didn't help.
Prophylactically?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was going to say like having that prophylactically. Wow.
So it evidently wasn't bacteria.
No, I'm on Cyclovar, 800 milligrams a day.
I take that. I take that.
Viral. So
I take that twice a day too.
Yeah, 400 twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm down to 3 pills from 26, by the way.
Oh wow.
Thyroid, blood pressure, and a Cyclovar. No more anything else. So at least my insurance company's probably happier.
That's amazing. 26.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that included like CoQ10 and potassium and magnesium and all the whole list that your PCP wants you on. And finally everybody says you don't need all this stuff, so I stopped it. I feel fine. Oh, now you get a cure for neuropathy and I'll be very happy.
I'll send you a link to an article I recently wrote that's on patient power on neuropathy.
I read that.
Yeah, I looked into this doctor. That's what she does. She works with patients who are on, and others as well with neuropathy, but on immunotherapies and on those that are immunosuppressants. And And there is she has found what she does is she treats the neuropathy by using, it can't just be, I guess a lot of rheumatologists, she's a rheumatologist. And a lot of doctors may do steroid injections, but she does them that are guided because not everyone, of course, is built the same. But you would think that would be kind of a no-brainer, but apparently it isn't.
I'd love to read it.
That kind of stuff in my hands. They got it once when they would put injections in my knuckle.
Yeah. So here, you had it here.
I've had it in my thumbs and in my joints, in my fingers.
I had
mine's only from my knees down.
Oh yeah, they do that too. I'll send that.
See my thumb.
Yeah.
And they can do it. Okay, great. Well, I hope it helps. All right. So I'm just looking around. Who else hold on? I'm looking at my list. I feel like I'm Judy.
Okay. Had 4 cycles of my obinutuzumab. I have done okay. I haven't really had any side effects from any of that. I'm 2 weeks into the full ramp up of venetoclax, and haven't really had any side effects from that, other than some fatigue. But I'm doing okay. I've had low iron, and they wanted me to get iron infusion, and there's evidently a one-time shot, and the insurance wouldn't approve that. So tomorrow I'm going to start a series of 3, which I do 1 a week, iron infusion, which evidently takes 2 or 3 hours because they started out slow, and because I don't have iron saturation, and because my hemoglobin's it's down to like 11, whatever. He's hoping that this will also help with that. Anyway, the next 3 weeks we will add that, and then in the 17th I will take my 5th obinutuzumab, and so far so good. I've was able to walk twice this week. I walked 4 miles both days. So
wow.
So it's kind of like, okay, the thing they talk about, the fatigue, and I start out and I think, okay, you're going to go a mile, and then I would feel okay, let's add another half mile, and I kind of play mind games with myself when I'm walking, and I try to do an hour of walking, and I actually on Tuesday I did the 4 miles in an hour and 10 minutes. So I did like a little over 16, a little over 17, a little over 18, and a little over 19 for a mile. So I feel good after I get through. I'm dead, ready to crash, but I've made it okay, and I think that's kind of helped with, getting through all of the not having any side effects. And I don't know, I don't know whether it's because I don't have really many comorbidities or not, whether that helps. I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have, anything like that other than my CLL, and the arthritis in my hands. That's pretty much, all I have. So,
Judy, we want to enter you in the blood cancer Olympics. You could be, in the long distance walking event. You could be in the swimming event. Maybe the gymnastic event. I don't know.
No. Gymnastics. definitely can't do.
And I heard Nancy say earlier that she gave up something to become an athlete. So
Right.
Nancy might be
Yeah,
another.
yeah.
I know the two of them.
Yeah, I'll just get a pom pom or something. Later.
Well,
I'll be your cheerleader, Judy.
I just know that I feel better, when I have walked. Sometimes it's a real mind game to get me there to do it, but once I'm there, I'm glad I did it. So
Do you walk outside?
no, we have an indoor walking track, which is the blessing. Our amenity center, we have an indoor walking track and an indoor pool too, so I don't have to be out in the sun.
So how many laps equals a mile?
20.
80 laps for 4 miles.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. But
I think
sometimes there's people there and it seems if there's somebody there that's walking really fast, which there are a couple of people that come, some of them are walking slow, but some of them, if they're walking fast, I tend to walk faster because I don't know, it kind of makes your pace go a little faster, I think.
Do you have a walking buddy? Because that usually helps me.
Well, my walking buddy is the one who's my friend that I lost. So, and it got to where, the last probably 6 months to a year that we walked together, she was not walking as fast because she had AFib. So she could not do the really fast walking because her heart rate would go up too much. So, but mine, the highest my heart rate has gotten is 129, but like the last few times, it barely gets up to 110 walking, and then it takes me forever to get it down. I try the last mile to walk slower to get my heart rate down, and it sometimes will take a mile to get it down 10 points.
Are you feeling tired from the obinutuzumab? Is that
not really. Also, there's a couple of things with that going and getting the infusions. They are offering someone to come around and do foot massages, which is wonderful.
Wow.
And then tomorrow, I'm going to try. There's a culinary. I forgot what the name of it. Anyway, it started in Chicago, and they've expanded to Dallas, and they're going to try to expand more as a nonprofit. But they are connecting with local restaurants, and will you order a meal that will be delivered to you at the infusion center.
I love it.
So tomorrow will be the first time we'll see how that goes. It's as the lady said, it's a healthy sandwich type shop that I ordered. They send you a menu, you order it, and then supposedly it will be delivered tomorrow. And you have to agree to eat it within 30 minutes of it being delivered.
They do that in Indianapolis too.
Oh, do they? Okay. Well, this one is either Chicago or Dallas.
Yeah. And actually they use DoorDash, and you don't have to order in advance. Like when I go in to check in, there are the menus there, and you can order it right then. And by the time they get through the preliminaries to get you up into the infusion center, your lunch is there.
Now, do you pay for it?
There are two programs, yes and no.
Okay, because this one is
gratis.
Gratis, yeah. So we'll see how that goes.
Yep. Forward to learning about it. I've never. Well, the foot massages, never had that offered, or the.
We also have a harpist that roams around the infusion center.
Well, they've started having and I haven't really encountered. I've just seen it from a distance. They have a dog, a therapy dog.
Ooh, I would like that. I want a therapy cat though.
Well, Judy, on your venetoclax, has that all been done just in the clinic or just, I mean, at home?
Venetoclax is pills. I take now
Yeah.
is four pills. Nancy will know this. I take 4 pills every morning, and then I take my pirtobrutinib in the afternoon. So
The venetoclax used to be a ramp up in the
yeah.
hospital.
Well,
But
I didn't do it in the hospital. I don't think he does it in the hospital anymore unless you really have some kind of
tumor burden.
yeah. And I'd been taking pirtobrutinib so long that, and then getting the venetoclax, I really didn't have much tumor burden for the tumor burden lysis still. So, but you do have to go in. I did have to go in like the next day and for 2 days and have blood tests. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Nancy, when you were on the venetoclax, was it like Lynn said, and you had to stay overnight in the beginning, or how it is for Judy and just?
I think my deal was almost exactly like Judy's. Yeah. The first obinutuzumab was split into 2 doses over 2 days and then every week. And then about the 4th week, they started the ramp up on the venetoclax, and it was super well done by AbbVie. Their packaging is amazing.
Right.
And then, you get to 4 pills, and if you're trucking along, they just keep you going and finish up the obinutuzumab. Do you have 2 more infusions?
Yeah, 2. Yeah. One in November and one in December.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Judy, I'm so glad it's gone well for you. And, but those infusions are not easy. They're tough on you. Just, I loved Lou's picture of going for treatment. That is definitely what we looked like going into the infusion lab. I had a big old sack with my blanket and my eye mask and my iPad and I didn't know what I was going to need or want. And my poor husband was like a camel,
Well, I've had infusions so many times before that this is so easy compared to what I had, with the REPOC. It's like this is nothing.
I have to say I'm with I had other infusions before, but I'm with Nancy. The obinutuzumab, I thought in the beginning anyway, was not. It was. It made me really tired and not feel great in the beginning. As I went on, it wasn't as bad. But I just remember I was really surprised because I thought it would be a walk in the park compared to some other stuff. But it I had some really bizarre side effects. I had mouth sores.
Well, I didn't have any of that.
I know. It's just in there like.
Well, and we have one person who said that, I mean, they tried to do too, and she had just violent reaction to it. So she can't take it at all.
Oh, I wonder if it's the same. Yeah, someone I know said the same thing. She just couldn't. Same thing. So
they tried the second day, and just within a few drops.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, we're all so different on this. Yes,
Yeah.
Luckily I didn't have that. And I think I had more from the steroids and feeling so wired. I think I felt that more than the other.
Last time they actually did not give me a steroid, which I think helped a lot. They did do the IV Benadryl because the time before I think I told you that the one thing I did feel was like pins sticking in me, kind of a sensation. And this last time I didn't have the steroid, and I'm wondering if maybe it was this reaction to the steroid, because with just the Benadryl, and this last time I didn't have that sensation. So
Yeah, sometimes I think maybe it's the Benadryl and the steroids that are worse than the actual.
well, the Benadryl is kind of nice, and not having it with the steroid, I did sleep through part of it. So,
That part it does do. Well, Judy, so when did you say your next is later this month, your next obinutuzumab?
the 17th of November.
That's
And then hopefully the 15th of December. For some reason, they didn't make that the infusion appointment at the same time. And so I actually had a call in today saying, hey, I still don't have this appointment. You need to get on it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll know that it's going to be on the 15th, because that's when I see the doctor, and I always have a lab doctor's appointment and then the infusion.
So be careful around the holidays. You already know this about catching anything.
Yeah. And, I'll probably, on the 17th, I'll also have probably an IgG test. So I had the IVIG, and then yesterday I had my pentamidine breathing treatment, which protects my lungs, because I can't take the Bactrim. I can't take Bactrim as a prophylactic for pneumonia and things. So I have a breathing treatment.
I had never heard of that. How do you spell that?
Pentadine, something like that. Pentamidine. I had them when I had my REPOC. I started taking them, and I did those for like almost 3 years, and then I was off of it a couple of years, and then when I started back on the obinutuzumab and then he's had me come back and do it again. Usually he gives people Bactrim as a prophylactic, and I can't take Bactrim. So,
well, I just know when I did catch COVID, it was a couple of weeks after I ended obinutuzumab, because it just strips your immune system as well as your perts and ibrutinib, as you know.
Yeah.
And so, yes, and it's the holidays, so
yeah,
you may have to bedazzle a mask.
Yeah.
Welcome to David Fitch, who's joined us.
Hi, David.
Hi.
Welcome.
I actually have that are sparkly. This is my sparkly mask.
Oh.
my signature.
Your signature mask.
Yeah. It never fails that I get a comment on it. I do have some bright yellow ones too.
Gotta have fun with them.
Yeah.
So I'm just looking at my list. I
think Barbell needed some time.
Yeah, Barbell and Lynn. And David, will you need time? Did you want to share anything this evening? We have a couple of people before you who have some things they want to chat about, but will you need some time as well?
No, I'm good. I'm just gonna kind of hang out here for a bit and kind of get used to you guys.
All right. Please do.
That may take some doing.
Your background looks a lot like Jim's. It's almost like you're in the opposite side of the room is Jim's room there, up in his room up there, his office.
Oh, well, maybe he's over there. I don't know.
Hey, Barbell, update us on how are your legs doing? Your ankles and
I have to start somewhere else, because the medication is working really well. Brukinsa really does a good job. But about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I felt awful. I really felt awful. And I didn't know what was wrong with me. And then all of a sudden, I had 2 lymph nodes pop up one here on the left and one on the right.
Oh.
And so I went in for a checkup. And I anyway had an appointment, so I went in for a checkup, and it showed that my hemoglobin went down some, but it's not really bad. It's 11.8 and it was 13, so it's not really that bad, but there was some kind of development. And what she also noticed was she had an ultrasound done, and these were around 3 centimeters, which is quite a bit. So they said, well, you have to get a biopsy done. So on Wednesday, I had the appointment. They took 3 samples. But I don't have a result yet. I feel a bit better now. But the funny thing is my rash is going away and my IgM is within normal range. So it's really strange, you know. Why do I feel bad when I have a good treatment response? So that really doesn't make sense. So actually, I was thinking maybe it is a revival of the mononucleosis or so, or that some of the cancer cells are hiding in the lymph nodes, because the IgM is sticky and they like to hang on to the walls in the lymph nodes. Maybe that's it. I have no idea. But it was really strange because it was very suddenly and they popped up on both sides, like symmetrical. Here one, here one.
It's very
Really
strange. Barbell, is when your disease flares, do you have lymph node involvement usually, or is this unusual for you?
Well, the lymph node, the absolute lymphocyte count was even a bit lower than normal. It wasn't elevated at all.
Barbell doesn't think it was salivary glands, did they?
Yeah, here, right
Because
under the ear.
I had real swelling here from salivary glands.
Did it go away again?
Yeah, it went away. I took some antibiotic and used heat, and they told me to massage it to keep the salivary glands from going, and suck on sour candy.
But it's kind of soft. I mean, it's not it's soft, and you can also move it, you know, so it's a bit strange. But it really, I felt awful, so I think must have been something else, because I mean, it's not the cancer, I don't think so, because in the blood was not that bad, and they didn't have any absolute lymphocytes that were elevated, or the white blood cells. I had a little lower hemoglobin, and the hematocrit, and that was a bit off too, which would be an indication for mononucleosis too, because it also affects the blood work, but not very much. So I have to wait and see. It takes about 10 days for them to get a result, and I don't know what they will do then. The problem is always the lymph nodes are a hiding place for cancer cells, because the BTKIs, they draw the cancer cells out of the lymph nodes, and then they die slowly in the bloodstream. But if they cling to a wall in the lymph node, then and the IgM ones are sticky, then well, they don't get them out. That is the problem. And this is also a reason why they also go sometimes then into a dormant state, in that they just fall asleep until they wake up again. So I think lymph nodes are definitely a weak spot. Everything else you can clear really good, but the lymph nodes, that is difficult.
And not everyone has the lymph node involvement, like bulky lymph nodes, like some of us do. So, but that they move is very interesting.
Yeah, it's really strange, because I have nothing in the blood, and I have no other lymph nodes swollen either. It's just these two, which is also strange.
Well, perhaps, I mean, could it just be that you weren't feeling well and you were sick, so they were inflamed? So,
well, when they're inflamed, they hurt, but they didn't hurt.
And yet other things were feeling better.
Well, what's
you're up.
better is my rash, because the IgM is within normal range now. And I can see, you know, I don't get any new rashes. The old ones were starting to heal. And slowly, very, very slowly, but they are healing. So I don't get any new rashes. So that problem. It seems to be solved. So I have to see what they say now with the lymph nodes. It's always something. You think, you know, you have a good treatment success and everything's good. You know, I was really energetic and everything. And then, bam,
Oh.
something happens again. Oh, yeah, I have to. I mean, I'm already an experienced. This is my 4th treatment now, so I know already. Every time I went in for treatment, I was in a state where I was almost about to die. So I'm still here. So I guess I will also survive this.
Are you? Oops, did you say you were on something? I'm sorry, everybody just kind of moved around because we had someone in and they just left. Yeah. Barbell, did you say you were on something for the rash?
I treated it myself with zinc, just like Sally. I have some natural medications that I use for it, which are really good. And they help too, but it's actually the IgM. When the IgM is elevated, it comes from inside. It doesn't really not nurture the skin right, and it gets like thick paper outside, and then it fills with liquid, and you get blisters. But that's going away now. I still look a bit funny, but I can see it's healing, and I don't get any new blisters, so that problem is solved at least.
Did you try what Nancy had shared about the bee? What was it, Nancy? Bee pollen?
Pollen would be great. It's venom.
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 I've got some, but I've been afraid to use it.
Just know that if you try it, it does burn.
Yeah, that's what.
I didn't know that when I tried it the first time, and I wasn't sure if I was going to the ER or not, because everything for me is a tragedy and a, I can't just do a B movie. I've got to do the full-blown drama. So, but it stopped after about 10 minutes. It settled down, and it felt a lot better. But okay, so I have a question for all you guys. What do you guys know about inflammation and diet? Like, what are the foods that I should really avoid for inflammation? Because I know that my bursitis is totally inflammation driven. So any thoughts?
I can give you a whole list of things you should take, not that cause inflammation, but will cure inflammation.
Like what, Sally?
Turmeric and pepper.
Oh.
Turmeric, number 1, take it every day.
So I'm taking the turmeric.
With pepper?
No.
Mine has that. Yeah. If you don't put pepper in it, it's 200% better if you put just a pinch of pepper in it.
Really? Like just black pepper?
Yeah.
Not cayenne?
No. Black pepper. That's purpurine.
Okay.
Turmeric is activated by pepper.
Huh. All right. I need a little pepper pill now.
No. Go to the grocery store, get a spice bottle of pure turmeric, put a teaspoon in a pot of water, in a cup of water with a pinch of pepper, put hot water and a little honey, and drink it tea every morning.
Really?
Yes.
A teaspoon.
Okay, well, here's what I could do even better. I've got my turmeric pills.
Open them up.
Open them up and put them in hot water. Don't even have to go to the grocery store.
Well, but the other thing is, look on your look on the ingredients on your pills, because I'll bet you $1 that there's pepper in it.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay.
It will also could be labeled as purpurine, PERPINE.
Okay.
Or pepperine.
I think I'm familiar with that word, so I think I've seen that. But what about foods? Are there certain foods that really cause inflammation?
They claim there's a whole list. Yeah, there's a list of foods I know. I had asked, a friend of mine had said she had a list, so I asked my nutritionist for it. But she didn't give it. I'm seeing her next week, but there is a site. I don't know if anyone knows it. But we do have to get that list, because I was thinking the same thing. I know that certain foods do bring it on more than others.
Well, and most of them are things like the brassicas, like cabbage and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
Yeah, I feel like sugar is always on the bad list, no matter what it is.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not sure it causes inflammation, though.
You said cabbage causes inflammation?
No, I'm saying a lot of it. It depends on you, because it's different for everybody. So.
And inflammation is bad for a lot of things. Not only what you were saying, Nancy, but they claim for a lot of other things. And some of these foods and the inflammation, we may not realize it. But yeah, I've been
lists though of anti-inflammatory foods. There are many lists.
I was going to say most of the lists are anti-inflammatory, not the ones that cause it. Yeah.
Well, see, I'm pretty clear.
There's both.
But I need to know which ones. I would like to know which ones to avoid, because I know that blueberries are anti-inflammatory, and sort of your common sense. But if I knew, say, that cheddar cheese, like dairy, might be, then I would.
Processed foods. Things like processed foods, instant noodles, processed meats, and other convenience foods. Sugary drinks, soda, juice, energy drinks containing high levels of refined grains, white bread, pasta, rice, trans fats, nightshade vegetables, tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplant.
Nightshade vegetables. Which ones are those?
Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and eggplant.
Tomatoes.
They will trigger inflammation in some people.
Say them again.
Alcohol. Pepper. Dairy products.
See, did you say dairy products?
Yep.
I thought I had heard that. And so basically everything,
fried food. No, everything except a whole plant food based diet.
Right. Well, mostly, except that tomatoes, that is
the only vegetable on this entire list, are the nightshade vegetables.
Yeah, supposedly
doesn't mean you can't eat a tomato. You just can't eat a whole lot of it.
Yeah, you can eat one, but it's not all people. It's some people.
Right. Well, and what is happening this week will be different next week, but it is pretty nice to know. And I just knew there was something out there that I needed to be more aware of, and I think it's the tomato, because I'd heard the dairy. And of course, all the other stuff is if you're trying to clean, eat a little cleaner, you're going to have all that off the table anyway. But tomatoes and dairy, those are the ones that I've got to, I think.
And peppers and eggplant.
And did you say potatoes as well?
Potatoes, yeah. Potatoes, tomatoes, those are all nightshade vegetables. They're all related.
I'm really going to list the number one anti-inflammatory foods include tomatoes, olive oil, and so forth and so on.
No. Oh my gosh.
It depends on the researcher.
It does.
But I really do believe that diet is a key for me. It's the one area that I feel like I can still be very active in and learn more about, and that makes a big difference.
Now, do you have arthritis?
I have bursitis. My bursa is messed up, gets messed up from inflammation.
Right. So, for instance, nuts are really, really good for anti-inflammatory.
Oh, good. My husband takes our maple syrup and roast our cashews with maple syrup.
Well, it's not, cashews are not a good nut. It's walnuts, walnuts, pine nuts, pistachios, and almonds.
Oh, I like all those nuts too. But now you took away my oh yay, I can have permission to eat those cashews.
Well, cashews they don't have the same fats. Fish is very good for an anti-inflammatory diet, especially the fatty omega-3 fish.
And in Texas, it's hard to get good fish. I mean, but I have found that the meal service Hungry Root, their fish has been very consistently good for us.
Well, good.
Come on north.
Colorful fruits and vegetables and a lot of vitamin C because of the antioxidant. Olive oil, beans, and legumes are very good. 1 cup twice a week or more, will really help, detoxify your system and, get your antioxidants in there. Whole grains.
I've started using more avocado oil. I rarely use olive oil anymore. Most of the time I use avocado oil.
But olive oil is the very best.
Except for the, what do they call it? The heat index. I've read that avocado oil is better for a high heat.
Right. Well, that's cooking. I'm talking about for your body.
Oh, yes. Olive oil is good.
It's avocado oil, like you say, has a higher heat. You can cook hotter with it, but for putting it on a salad, olive oil is much better for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but you have to get a good brand.
Oh, yeah. And believe it or not, in the United States, Kirkland, which is Costco, is rated #1 across the board.
Oh, really?
Yep.
That's interesting.
And
all right, I have another question. It's for Jim. Can we get an update on your sister?
Yes. My sister is doing pretty well. She has recovered her speech and everything else because where the brain got attacked. And so they did surgery on her. And then after that, radiation. Although she's on right now, I think pills are in morphine, and I don't know why. So I don't know. She claims that she's okay now, but who knows? She's a little hard to speak to.
Yeah, I know. I sent her a note yesterday, and I haven't heard back from her.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just always see you. I think about her too.
Yeah. I just put the anti-inflammatory diet in the chat.
Thank you.
And I put the anti-inflammatory diet in the chat too.
And yours is different than mine.
Mine was a Harvard.
I know. I am downloading yours right now.
Hey, Nancy, I need to get someone to interview about that or to bring into our group to talk about it.
What about the nutritionalist at Dana-Farber? Or your nutritionalist?
I'm sure they've changed. I'm hoping the nutritionist at Dana-Farber, because when I went was probably a number of years ago now. They showed me the food pyramid. I was very disappointed. But the nutritionist I'm going to now is a sports nutritionist it's related to it's related to one of the hospitals Dana-Farber's currently affiliated with. It's in their National Running Center. And I saw this brochure that said female athletes. I'm like, well, I exercise. Does that count? But I thought it would be really groundbreaking information for me. And so far it kind of hasn't been. But
I want to ask you a question about that, because you posted that you went to work out and that you were really disappointed because people were there like coughing and hacking and all that, and that so when you go there, is that kind of your cancer-free zone in your head? Like, do you walk in and leave cancer at the door? Like it's not part of who you are there?
I tried. Yes. And that particular place is, I train with weights at home because we built a gym during the pandemic, and I have a virtual trainer, but this is Pilates. So there's only 10 people in a class, 5 on each side, but they're separated by these reformer torture looking devices. I don't know for those who haven't done Pilates, it really does look like the rack in medieval times. And there's, space in between, and I always get there early. So I'll get the one that's closest to like this big open area that there's no one in by the door. Wow. And this one day I was surrounded.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, Sally.
Yes,
it was safe.
We had a nutritionist speak to us in our in-person thing, and she had some excellent slides about those kind of things too. I don't know whether Lynn, did you download those?
What was that, Judy?
The slides from when we had Dr. Awan and the nutritionist. Her
No,
slides,
I did not.
Her slides were very good, and I think Elise sent them to us. But
that would be great if you can share those. But anyway, so Nancy, I felt that way at this particular place, and then I just couldn't understand. The instructor was coughing over everybody and saying how sick she was and sounding sick. And then the person next to me started coughing, and I'm like, Michele, just get out of here. But I put on a mask. But it was just, and then I did get sick 2 days later.
Oh.
So I was just like, crap. And I haven't been back since, and I need to go, but I'm just like, it's not safe anymore.
It's just
not in winter.
Disappointment.
It's very disappointing. It's like, did people learn nothing about like how things are spread to other people?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was really disappointing to me.
They shouldn't show up sick.
Right. You shouldn't, but she probably needs money. I think that through too.
The instructor, but the other participants.
I know. Another time I did leave class early when I heard they had a mask on, and I heard someone say, she said, yeah, I've had COVID all week, but I feel better today. And I left that class versus like.
Sorry, I just can't. Sometimes people just crack me up.
Yes, that's what you have to say. And I was just like, and that time I just left. But this time I was just like, it was during the class and hearing the instructor and then hearing the person next to me. And then, when I went to get my mask, another woman who worked there said, is everything okay? And I was just like, yeah, I said, I'm just like immunocompromised and the instructor's sick.
Yeah.
She's like, do you want me to say something to her? And I'm like thinking, it's kind of probably too late now. I'm like, yeah, yes.
For the future, for sure.
Yeah. But I do understand people have to earn a living, and I think these poor instructors are only paid by the class. They're not in salary.
You're right.
So, yeah, I can't believe I haven't, I have to go back, but maybe I'll go with a mask, which is not good for exercise, but
No.
yeah, it was like my safe place though. It really was. You know,
So
nobody knows.
I think it was on maybe one of our other calls with women, but they were talking about going to get trained in eccentrics, and it's ESSENTRICS. And I was so intrigued. I went and looked it up online, and it's you can stream live classes, or you can go into their library, and it's all stretching it's kind of like Tai Chi, but not Tai Chi. I mean, it's like, I don't know, it just sounded really interesting. So I may look at that, but yeah, I've kind of given up on the gym. In fact, I actually got a physical therapist instead of a trainer. And what we did is we would always work on, if I was having neuropathy or if I was having a shoulder issue, we would work on whatever the issue was. And then on the weeks that I didn't have something happening, we just did strength training. And because I'm not like Judy, I'm not an Olympian. I'm just, my treatment wiped me out. I feel good if I am victory living if I get over 4,000 steps a day, not 4 miles.
Well, that's my normal day.
We're all so different.
So, Nancy, thank you. I just looked that up about the stretching, and seeing what that is. Yeah, I was really happy going to Pilates because it made me feel it's great. It's very good for your back. And for my back injury a few years ago, the doctor the orthopedist had suggested I do that. And things were going well until recently in there, but for the winter, I hate to say it, I may have to take a break or something and do like what you were saying and some more, virtual kinds of stuff.
Interesting, though, what Nancy was saying about physical therapy. The physical therapist that I took my husband to, they had the Pilates machines.
They did. Wow.
They had two of them, I think. Yeah, and they put him on it several times to stretch his legs.
Reformers. Wow.
I've seen that at West Texas Rehab here in Abilene. They have a couple of reformers, but also I think if you check around, and the nice thing about my physical therapy is because she knew I had leukemia, so she would schedule me to come in. Like there were only maybe 5 physical therapists in this group, and she would schedule me to come in at times when everybody, like it was at lunch or. So I had really one-on-one, person to person, but very protected too.
That is good. Nancy, you're actually you're the one who inspired me to get a nutritionist, because you were talking about how you had gotten better about all that, and you had met with someone, right? Or spoken with someone about it.
Yeah, Dr. Lupinitz, that's he would be an excellent person to interview, because he has a PhD in nutrition, but also he worked for a long time with Texas Oncology, and his specialty is extreme athletes and cancer patients. Wow. And so, yeah, he was Lance Armstrong's nutritionist. And so he really, he understands a lot of things. And then just kind of a weird little small world thing. He actually worked with my husband's father on research science projects in odd little ways. Like he knew Jay's dad and had worked on some of his research. So we get, and everything he recommends, Sally would appreciate this, but everything he recommends, he has a scientific paper to help
Right.
you understand what he's trying to tell you about it. So, I mean, he's I think the top of the line. And you can definitely use our name with him. We're in good standing. So we paid our bill.
Is he in Texas?
He
Then?
is. It's I think it's N4H or NH4. I think NH4 is the name of his. I don't know what the letters stand for, but I'll text you his name and his website.
That sounds great.
I'll just put it in fact, I'll just put it in the thing. Everybody can. He's really awesome. And I'm sorry if I'm yelling. I get kind of excited.
I like you being excited. It's contagious. Thank you for that. I'm loving these conversations tonight. They're so helpful. Lynn, you needed time this evening.
Let's see if I can wrap this up in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So, October 15th, I went to see Dr. Juan on my 6-month checkup. Said, "Why are you coming in here? I don't need to see healthy people." Said, "Your blood work looks great." And I said, "Okay, I'll see you in 1 year. What do you think about that?" And he said, 1 year? And he said, "That'd be okay with me, just as long as you get your blood work done periodically by your primary care physician." I said, "That works for me." So I see him again on November the 4th. End of my report.
I'm in shock. That's great.
You're such a troublemaker.
Anyway, 2.5 month drug holiday, 2.5 years rather.
Yeah.
So been 2 years and 7 months since I got off of. I'm drug free now, off of my drugs, and doing fine. Wife and I have started walking at the state park, which is about 3 miles down the road. We go there and walk, and I found that walking is easier if I have something to listen to. So I'll listen to an audio book. I've done that and found that makes it, if it's a good book, it makes it the walking easier. So
Does Shirley listen to it too?
now we walk at different paces. She jumps
Oh.
out of the car and she's on the way before I ever get out and get my earplugs plugged into my ears and plugged into my phone, and she's away she went. So then when I catch up with her eventually, then and she doesn't go as far as I do. Not that we're going very far. We're walking about 20 minutes is what we're doing.
That's good.
But
It's a
in the
great
state
way-
park, it's beautiful.
It's a really great way to start. Lynn, you remember how you had described your lungs in that, did you say opacity, like glass?
Yes.
Mhm.
So
Opacity, like ground glass in the bottom of the lungs. Yes.
So I heard that from,
I have it too.
from
See, that
different,
was what they saw in the lungs when I began treatment. And under ibrutinib, that area apparently began to expand because that's they raised the flag 5 years after I started the treatment and sent me to see a pulmonologist who said this is idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until 4 years later when I changed to Dr. Juan that I got my doctor to agree to take me off of ibrutinib. And whether this would occur with a different BTK inhibitor, I don't know. I guess we'll talk about that when it becomes time to treat again.
Everybody had, well, I don't know everybody, but a lot of people have a little bit of ground glass in their lung. I mean, it's quite common, I think.
you mean things that look like it, or is actually,
If they do a lung X-ray or whatever, or CT scan, they said there's evidently little pieces of calcification, whatever, that they call ground glass.
oh, So did they see that, Judy, for you? And was it from a BTK inhibitor?
No, I hadn't had a BT at the time that, let's see, at the time I did that, no, I had not had a BTK inhibitor. I'd only had the chemos.
Lou Sears raised her hand too. She said she's got the same
Yes.
situation.
I had it show up in CT scans off and on for several years, and it says ground glass opacities. And so never caused me a problem as far as like, shortness of breath or anything over the years, except for about a month ago. And then it was starting to cause shortness of breath. So I got referred to a pulmonologist. I've been on steroids for over 3 weeks now, and it's better. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what caused it.
Because there's
The drug they put me on is a drug called Esbriet. The other name for it is pirfenidone. But my doctor just said, we're going to stop the ibrutinib right now because this is related. This advancement of this condition is related to that.
And you haven't had any advancement since you've been off of the ibrutinib?
Nope, it's been stable. In fact, the pulmonologist, I saw her in July. She said, well, you don't need to see me again for a year. So up to that point, I was seeing her every 6 months.
And has it gotten better?
No. Unfortunately, pulmonary damage like that does not reverse. It's right. It's what it is what it is. But I'm the only time I'm on oxygen is at night. I sleep with an oxygen concentrator, and that's because my O2 level drops below whatever level it is, 90% at night. So, but I never have any, like, I don't wake up feeling short of breath, never have. If we go out of town, I don't drag this oxygen concentrator with me. It's a heavy thing. We just go out of town. We went to Albuquerque up, what's that, 7,000 feet or 5,000 feet elevation. Stayed there a couple of nights, didn't have a problem. So.
So isn't that what some athletes do? Oxygen, what do they call it? Oxygen doping or something for better athletic performance? That means you're going to do very well on your walks, Lynn.
I'll have to check with Judy on that. The athletes see what
about that.
I do think that they do it like in high altitudes, ski areas and so forth, that they have like a little oxygen bar. You can go in and get some certain level of oxygen.
I've read that.
I wish I'd known that years and years ago. I guess, gosh, 40 years ago, I went to New Mexico and had severe altitude sickness. But I didn't know what it was. I'd never heard of that before. But I was really sick from it.
Where were you, Judy? How high was it?
In, Red River.
Yeah. I've been there, and we went to Colorado with our kids on a church ski retreat back in '98, and I laid in bed for 2 days.
Well,
it was 8,000 feet.
Yeah, I did the whole time, and probably what was that the first day we walked the whole up and down Red River, and then also rode on motorcycles up the mountain. I didn't know that you do just a little bit when you first get there.
And also helps if you stage your trip so that you don't go abruptly from a low altitude to a high altitude.
And I didn't feel good until we came down to a lower altitude.
They even do that with the mountain climbers. They'll go up to a base camp that might be at 12,000 feet or whatever it is, 15,000 feet, and they'll camp out there for a period of time to acclimate.
When they go, what's the big mountain that people go that
Kilimanjaro or Everest?
Not Everest, the one in Nepal.
K2, Kilimanjaro.
What's the one in Nepal where they have the
Mount Everest?
Is that Mount Everest?
No.
Oh, Mount Everest. That's in Alaska.
Are we talking about the tallest mountain in the world?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I can't remember what the name of it is.
Well, I thought that Kathmandu was the base camp for Everest. And then there is Kilimanjaro in Africa. But I don't know what, K9, that's another one, right? I don't know where that is. Not that I climb them.
Okay, I'm waiting for AI to tell me what the answer is. Mount Everest is the tallest mountain. What? 29,000 feet above sea level. It is located in the Himalayas on the border between Nepal and Tibet.
Yeah, okay, it is Everest then. I was thinking it was another name.
They probably have other names for it though.
Yeah, but they take gradually go up that.
So Lynn, did your doctor say anything about BTK inhibitors they're seeing, or this with lungs or other that he's seen it before with the lungs?
Yeah, I asked him if he had seen this with any other patients, and he said he had.
Just because there's someone in another group that Nancy and I are in who's having that, but she's been off of something for quite a while. She was on one, but I think she's been off of it for maybe 3 years now, maybe 4 even. So
is hers progressing or is it stable?
She just found out she had it.
Oh.
So, now, but Lou, yours wasn't related to multiple myeloma or to a BTK inhibitor.
Yes. Yeah, no, I have never had that, but the doctor said it, can be related. Like I've had pneumonia multiple times.
Yeah.
So they said that could be. I looked up. Of course, you're not supposed to just look at Dr. Google, but it gave like 4 reasons that you could have ground glass opacities, and some of them were treatments, that you could have and would cause it, or pneumonia. But the last one was cancer. It could be lung cancer, so I was like, ooh, I don't want to read this anymore. So, but the doctor, thinks that the steroids are going to be helpful. So when I go back to the pulmonologist in 2 weeks, I'll find out. And I get another CT scan. But I don't feel out of breath like I did. So that's good.
And then you said you never felt out of breath?
Well, we were 15 years ago walking a mile in 19 minutes, I guess, but I wouldn't expect to be able to do that now. So I don't, there's, if I push too hard, my O2 level starts dropping, and they do a 6-minute walk once a year. And the last time, when I first did it back in 2019, I was really stepping out, but I don't anymore. And how much of that's due to lung reduced capacity? It did continue to reduce, and the lungs reduced in their efficiency from 2019 to 2023 when I stopped taking a ibrutinib. So I mean it's a rare. Otherwise, it would be documented, and at least the last time I looked, I didn't see anything like that listed side effect of ibrutinib. But I did find a study that was done where they gave a person with pulmonary fibrosis, gave them a BTK inhibitor, and I think it was ibrutinib, thinking that it might be effective in treating it, but they discovered that it made it worse. And I called that to the attention of my doctor that I was seeing at MD Anderson, but it didn't seem to register with him.
Actually, today I heard Bill Werda did a thing for Health Tree for CLL, and it was quite good at about when do you get start treatment and things, but he touched on some other things. He spoke about 15 or 20 minutes, and then the rest was questions, which was good. And it's recorded if it should be, if anybody wants to go to Health Tree and find it.
He's great and in research. He's fabulous.
Yeah. I was impressed. I think that's maybe the first time that I've really heard him speak very much at all. Dr. Awan actually did a thing on CAR T. What was it, Lynn, last week or week before? On Health Tree. He did on that.
I saw one with Constantine Tam from Australia, where he was, this is about 6 months ago, but I just saw it today, and he was talking about treatment of patients with 17p deletion. And what was it, Sequoia study? I'm not sure which study it was, but it was very effective, much more effective than like the FCR or BR for treating those patients.
Well, Dr. Weird was saying today, like on the 17p, that's not really with the treatments that we have today, that there's really not as much concern with that as there once was. And that almost all CLL patients, pretty much with the treatments that they have now, can, for most of them, will live a normal life expectancy.
It's pretty fabulous. It wasn't like that when some of us were first diagnosed.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So Sequoia was zanubrutinib versus bendamustine or rituximab. Let's see.
That's
treatment
the
frontline.
Yeah.
Frontline treatment.
I had VR as a first line treatment.
Yeah, and Dr. Constantine said that they were, it was a large group of 17p in the treatment arm, and that, and they were older patients too. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I only I've seen him at ASH present, but I think he's like one of the top or the top CLL specialist in Australia.
Well,
he has
Thompson is there now too.
Oh, that's right.
He went from MD Anderson back to Australia.
But anyway, does anybody have anything else? I know next one I'm going to do homework, and Nancy probably will too, on these foods we need to avoid. There is a list. And like I said, one of my friends sent it to me early on when I was diagnosed, and I really wish I had paid more attention to it back then. But she was claiming that someone had been cured of their leukemia by avoiding anti-inflammatory foods. And when she said that, it turned me off to looking at the list, because that just wasn't logical to me.
Yeah, that was one of the things that Bill Weird has said today. He said, there's nothing that has been found to really help. There's been a few studies, but
yeah, green tea was one of them. Another one.
Somebody said if you drank green tea, you'd have to drink gallons and gallons and gallons of it every day.
Hey, but I actually had bought, I remember the supplement that is, I'm trying to remember the name of whatever it is, it's in green tea.
ECG. I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I bought some some.
You did too?
Yep, I did.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that we're also willing to, you know, advocate for our health by checking into these things and sharing with each other what we find out. And, you know, if it works, then it's great. And Lou, I am praying deeply over you. I just think, you know, you and Judy have been through lots of different rounds of this in and out, you know, up and down. And, you know, I just pray for you to just stay in a place of peace, and that God is with you. And I love the way you move in your situation, in this illness, this disease that we all, you're a real light to me personally. So thank you for sharing that today, because I think that that's hard when it's so easy to share on the good side of things. And when we move back into that place of not knowing, and where it, then sometimes it's easy to just want to throw the towel in and sort of talk to me about hope tomorrow. But but you really,
that's one thing though that I think you do learn is not to go too low and not to go too high.
Yeah.
I try, like my husband, he's the big worrier of the two of us. I mean, he worries enough for both of us. So what I have always in my life done is gone to more hope and not stay low, you know, and not get down and let it keep me there. That isn't to say that I'm a Pollyanna and that I think, you know, oh, we have to, you know, spread cheer all the time and, you know, and not acknowledge, you know, when we are feeling down.
Yeah.
It's just in me that way. I've just never been a person who has been down for very long. And I think it's what's helped to guide me, you know, through all the treatments and keep on going with clinical trials and
I can't
you know
believe that.
try
Miracles.
to try to keep hope alive. I mean, if you can't keep hope alive, I mean, it's just, geez, I would just be, you know, in a corner somewhere. I mean, it's just living life and going forward and taking a step at a time. That's just how I live. And it's really hard for me um, to, you know, to like focus on the hard times a lot, because what I try to do is also help inspire others, you know, to be, you know, not to give up and to keep trying, and so that part of me is, it's who I am. I mean, it's just, I don't, you know, I guess I've just always been more of a positive person. So, you know, and I know that I always look at it like, hey, I don't have it as bad as some of the people, you know, out there. There are people out there that are suffering, you know, so much every day. And I have good days, you know, so I want to be happy and thankful for those good days. And yeah, all of us have bad days. All of us have days that we just want to like cash it in sometimes and say, I'm not going to do any more treatments.
Well,
And then,
you know,
I can't do that.
I know going to the cancer clinic kind of, I mean, this sounds strange, but I see all of these people that look so much worse than I am. And I think you're doing okay. You know, these people, and like when I went yesterday for my breathing treatment, there were people in there with oxygen and, you know, those kinds of things. So,
I know what gets me too is when you see children, and that
yeah.
just breaks my heart. It just really is. I try to, try to talk to them. One little girl had a hot pink wig on, and it's just, I'm gonna start crying. But it's like you said, Jude, look, and I'm like, hey, I'm. It's like it's I have is nothing compared to this, and it's
I think
and
it's always about, remembering how much each day matters. Each moment that we have matters. And the calls like this are so good for me to remember. And also just really good to kind of start out this whole holiday season, because that has lots of emotion attached to it too. And I love Lou. Don't go too high and don't go too low. That is such a beautiful piece of advice. And I think that not just with the cancer, but with life, and just even like sensitive times like the holidays, to just, be gentle with myself. And
Yeah.
Judy, what you were saying, we do have the opportunity to see those who are in need. And that's the other thing, is to be able to just, even if it's say a quick prayer over them as we walk by, or have a conversation. I always feel better if I get an opportunity to do something for someone else unexpected.
Well, I'll tell you a couple of things. When I was going through the hard chemo that I had last, I had two different people, strangers. I was at a restaurant and for some reason came up or whatever that I was in treatment or whatever, that stopped and prayed for me. I mean,
oh,
I mean that. Then kind of my motto, and I don't know whether I've shared this with you. There's a poem, actually it was a song before I ever started any treatment at all. That was the Sunday before I started. It was God hath not promised, and I don't know if I ever read that to y'all or not, but I'll go get it.
I need to get my drug.
Oh, okay.
I'll be right back. I'm not leaving because I want to hear this.
Okay, I'll get it.
Actually, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Go get your drug.
I got it. It stays on my dresser. But it was kind of like the Sunday before I ever started any treatment. It was like the sermon that Sunday and the song was just for me. I mean, it was just like, this was God's way of giving me hope, and it's just kind of stuck with me the whole time to stay with me.
I really love it when that happens. I've had I've had several divine encounters, things where it was just so obvious that it wasn't an accident, it wasn't by chance, it wasn't luck. It
Yeah.
was so direct. And I actually had a song on the car one time that was like that.
Well, and I think I don't know whether Nancy, you were with me when my husband passed away, and the morning that he passed away, a friend of ours who had been in our choirs that as we came, she is a liver specialist, and she came to bring us lunch, some soup and stuff, and he passed away while she was there. And it was like, I couldn't have asked for a better angel to be with me at that time. It was like, yeah. But anyway, here it is. It's God hath not promised skies always blue, flowers strewn pathways all our lives through. God hath not promised sun without rain, joy without sorrow, peace without pain. God hath not promised we shall not know toil and temptation, trouble and woe. He hath not told us we shall not bear many a burden, many a care. But God hath promised strength for the day, rest for the laborer, light for the way, grace for the trials, help from above, unfailing sympathy, undying love. And that's
really nice.
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
It is.
It just, it's kind of it stays on my dresser mirror for me to see every day.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That really, and what you just shared about your angel there
Yes.
and these people who prayed over you.
I know.
Will you spend Thanksgiving with your son?
Yeah, he just actually sent me a message tonight and said, "What are we doing for Thanksgiving?" And I don't know, because I have always spent Thanksgiving with my friend, who passed away in March. And we've spent Thanksgiving cooking together for I don't know how many years. And like last year, she actually came and spent the night with me a couple of nights before the deal. So it's Thanksgiving is going to be real different.
Oh,
Do you have grandchildren?
Yeah, I have a couple.
So here's what this is kind of not the same, but sort of the same. Jay, I've convinced my husband to let me make YouTube videos of him, and he's cooking, and we have a YouTube channel called Leaving a Legacy, and we're posting the videos for our grandchildren. So you could do, not that video, but maybe if you're going to have Thanksgiving with your son, and think about teaching those grandchildren a recipe.
Oh,
Or asking them, would y'all like to learn how to make? And because I bet you have something special that you do.
Well, it's different. My daughter-in-law grew up, in Iowa, and they didn't have turkey and dressing at Thanksgiving. So they usually had a ham, she said. But so their menu is kind of different than what ours was. That's been kind of an adjustment too. So.
Well, I was just trying to think of something. All I know is when Jay's cooking, everything else is off, like it's chaos, but controlled, but fun, so it's kind of like, it would keep your mind moving. Because I know that's going to be very hard, because this is second or third Thanksgiving without your husband. Second, probably.
oh. And now without your friend too.
Now without your friend. And, like I said, these can be kind of tough days.
Yeah.
It can be super sweet, but they can also just be super sad sometimes too.
We'll make it.
Just stay away from those inflammatory foods.
Yeah, right.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if sweet potatoes go along with potatoes, but I don't think so. I think that would be listed separately. In the
Sally knows.
I can't believe
I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Our next meeting, I'm sorry, my puppy is here right now playing with my sleeve. But I don't know if I think I will, we will have our next meeting on December 4th. However, I don't know if I'll be able to be at the meeting because I will be traveling that day and have some meetings that night. But everyone else will be here, like Lou and Sally and Lynn.
Yeah.
And hopefully.
I hope. Because we go
That's
to
right.
Ash.
You and I may be
Like
together that minute. We'll have our own meeting. How's that? We'll send everyone a little text with a picture of us.
That would be fun. You could take us in your pocket, just show us around. Give us a virtual tour.
Yeah.
Ash is huge, and it's a crazy, but it really is like you geek out. I geek out there, so.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you, ladies. This has just been a really special meeting. I think tonight's group, we've just had so many great conversations and learnings. I know, I feel like I know you all, like in person, it's great. Thank you all for everything you've shared tonight. Bye, everyone.
Have a good
Bye.
good month.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving.
Bye.